Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 3. My name is NURALIA.
My name is Daniel.
My name is ATHIRAH.
And my name is AMIRRUDDIN. So we are going to do a survey about a random sampling of test 2 in student KPMBM of SEM1.
Introduction. Statistics is a set of concepts, rules and procedures that help us to organize numerical or information in the form of table, graph and charts. Besides that, understand statistic technique, underlying decision and affect our life and well-being, and also make informed decision. Other than that, it also helps students acquire a good intuitive grasp of statistics. What is it, how and when to apply statistical technique to managerial situations, and how to interpret results. So, for objective, number 1 is identify the appropriate statistical methods in solving problem. Number 2 is apply appropriate statistical methods in solving problems. Number 3 is interpret the results of each problem. And the last one, to collect specific data or information from a target of people by using a simple random sampling method. With this method, can achieve an accurate data and differentiate between group in population. So, for data collection, simple random sampling method, a type of probability sampling in which the researcher randomly select a subset of participants from a population. Each member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Data is then collected from a large percentage as possible of this random subset.
Two types of quality data. For the first one, number of students in different courses that take test to business mathematics in SEM1. The second one, number of students that pass or fail in test 2. For the number 1 of students, we use pie chart to represent the data. For the number of students pass or fail, we use bar graph. First graph, to represent our quantitative data, we use histogram. It is consists class, lower boundary, frequency and upper boundaries. For the second graph is frequency polygon. It consists class, frequency and midpoint. And the last one, cumulative frequency curve, which is guide. It is consists of class, upper boundary, frequency and cumulative frequency.
For the data analysis, we can conclude mean, mode, and median. To know the value of mean, we have to use the sum of fx over the sum of x. F means frequency, meanwhile x means the midpoint. For the mode, we have to use the formula, the lower class boundary of the model class, add with the inside of the bracket the highest frequency minus the frequency above over the highest frequency minus the frequency above, plus with the highest frequency minus the frequency below, and the outside bracket we have to multiply with the class width. So for the median, we have to use the formula LM, which is the lower class boundary of the median class, plus with the inside bracket n over 2 minus f, which is the cumulative frequency immediately before the median class, over the Fm, which is the frequency of the median class, and outside the bracket we have to multiply with the class width.
In the first quarter, we need to add up of lower boundary quarter with the inside bracket. The total frequency over 4 minus cumulative frequency of class before first quarter class and divided by frequency of first quarter class. Then have to multiply with the class width to get an answer. For our project, we 9.84 for the first quarter. Then we use the same formula. Only need to multiply 3 for n over 4, which n is the total frequency. For this survey, we get 11.89 for the third quarter. For distribution skewness, the data of mean is 10.7, mode is 10.97, and median is 10.86. This makes our mean is higher than mode and median. So our type of skewness is positive skewness. For the standard deviation, we use the frequency distribution formula, which is period of the subtraction of two brackets. The first bracket is sum of total frequency multiplied with point square and divided with total frequency minus 1. For the second bracket, the square of sum of frequency multiplied divided with the n and minus 1, which is its total frequency.
So for the present measure of skewness, our group used two different formulas to get the answer. So for the first one is subtraction between mean and mode divided with the standard deviation. With this formula, we get negative 0.15. And for the second formula, we use the subtraction between mean and median divided with the standard deviation. So for the second formula, we get a negative 0.26. Since the PSK value is less than 0, the distribution is skewed to the left. So for coefficient of variation, we use the formula standard deviation over mean multiplied by 100. So for my group, we got 17.01%. We got the other group, like group ZAS, they got 18.58%. Group IZA, they got 38.4%. Group Hafiz, they got 18.58%. And group, the last group is the group boy, which is they get 15.39%. So between this group, the most accurate data is group boy because they have the less COV compared to the other and compared to my group. So that's all.
Conclusion: to conclude and solve the problem of the test, we had used 5 methods, which is the data enrichment, measure of variation, measure of position, graphical, and measure of tendency. We also used to solve the problem by using measure position. Measure position is to determine the measure of quotient. The data just be sorted from lowest to highest. In this method, we focus on quantile got from the data enrichment so that we were able to create a graph which is histogram and organ. Overall, the problem solves deviation. For the suggestion of this project, we can use systematic sampling method. Other than that, we can use stratified method and cluster sampling method.